Hi folks, Shadowfax here. Welcome to the first edition of Red Pill Gaming. I'm going to be doing Let's Plays of some of the games that I enjoyed over the years, maybe some older stuff. It's all going to be strictly from a Red Pill perspective. Um, so I hope you enjoy it. I'm just going to plow straight into this. This is Civ 4. I'm going to play single player. I'm going to play on the Terra map, it's a huge map, extra large, which has the old and the new world modelled. So all players start on the old world, and when astronomy becomes a thing, it basically unlocks the new world because people can go over in their boats and start to colonize it. So it's really interesting because in the late game you get a kick where even if you've not done so well at the start, you've got the opportunity to get over there and make a name for yourself on the new world. So I've played this map a few times and on huge size maps, and it's been really enjoyable. I've got a temperate climate, medium sea level. I'm going to play as India, and I'm going to play as Ahsoka on India of India. Um, I really like India. Usually play them just because they're unique unit, the fast worker. It's relevant throughout the entire time of the game, from medieval times through to modern times, whereas the other specialist units are only really useful for whatever period of history they're in, like the Romans have the Praetorian instead of the swordsman, but once swordsmen are out of the picture, then Praetorians are no longer useful. So yeah, I find it's a really good unit. The fast worker as well has an extra movement point, so it can just do a lot more work really. Um, Difficulty level set to Prince. I haven't beaten the game this map yet on Prince. I have on Noble quite a few times, but not on Prince yet. And normal game speed. So let's go. Let's hope we get a good start. Okay. Okay. And straight away we've got a sea start, so I'm actually going to regenerate that map because I don't really like coastal starts. So just take a couple of seconds. So what have we got now? This looks a lot more promising. So we've got gold here. Um, that looks to be corn. There's a tribal village here we can pick up, and some marble there. So I'm going to build. Also, it's on a river, which is nice, and it's got floodplains and lots of hills for mines. Excellent. So there we have our capital, Delhi. Now I've got quite a specific sort of strategy that I usually play, which is tailored to, the civs that I start with and the maps that I'm using and that kind of thing. And it involves going for wonders quite quickly. So I'm going to start off with a fast worker because what we want to do is chop down some of these forests and get the resources to use in our wonders. So first of all, we're going to need bronze working, which allows us to chop down a forest. You can see at the bottom left. Reveals copper and enables slavery, all of which are useful to us at this point. Let's just zoom out a little bit. And I'm just going to be basically quite quickly exploring around this side of the map. So there we get to the coast. Okay, we've got some clams, and that looks like incense, yeah. A couple of incenses. That's the word. Some pigs. Now, for those of you that are wondering why I'm not playing Civ 5, I've not really got into Civ 5, to be honest with you. I was always kind of put off with the limitation it's got with one unit per tile. I thought it was an overly simplistic answer to some of the problems that people said Civ 4 had. Hello, Ragnar. Ragnar is ruler of the glorious Vikings. So tell me, does India have a lot of rich and unprotected coastal cities, or what? Well, there'll be peace in our time, Ragnar. Let us join together and destroy somebody else, okay? Yes. You can find your own way out, I think. Okay, so somebody's founded Hinduism, and that's fine. We'll see the early religions go because I'm not focusing on them at all. I'm just going for the wonders that I can hopefully pick up. So, tribal village, our first tribal village. 36 gold. Yeah, so what I mean by 1 unit per tile regarding to Civ 5 is you can see this warrior here, there's just him. If you look at the bottom left of the screen, there's only one person there. You can actually put an infinite number of units onto the same tile if they're allied, in Civ 4. Civ 5 does away with all of that, and it's actually just got 1 unit per tile, which to me, I'm going to go for the Stonehenge here. For me, it kind of risks it degenerating into a sort of giant slidey puzzle, the combat, and I don't know how happy I am about that. Well, I know I'm unhappy about that. So I prefer 1 unit,
It is entirely seemly
bronze work.
for a young man killed in battle to lie mangled by the bronze spear. In his death, all things appear fair.
What a great quote that is. In terms of, I don't know, how many young men had no choice about whether I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking these things. I am still going to implement the civic slavery because it's really helpful. So we now want to go for masonry because the Great Wall is really important to us. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of 1 unit per tile, even though I've not tried it. I admit that. I would rather have the stacks of doom, which Civ 4 is supposed to be reviled for. There goes Buddhism, another tribal village, 33 gold. I'm hoping we can loop around here. That would be helpful. Okay, so let's build a mine on top of this hill, which will also cut the forest down and give our resources to Stonehenge. We're probably going to be attacked by these lions, so hopefully they'll be able to weather that. Oh, they didn't attack. Well, I'm going to risk it and take them out, I think, because I want the XP. Famous last words. Okay, that sucks. But we'll see what we can do. Should make things go a little bit quicker, anyway. If anybody likes fast action.
It is from their foes, not their friends, that cities learn the lesson of building high walls.
I like that one. That one's good. So we've got masonry now, which allows us to go for the Great Wall. I'm going to build research agriculture next, because I want this corn. And I'm now going to change this Stonehenge, which is about a quarter built. I'm going to change that to the Great Wall, because that is by far more important than Stonehenge. The Great Wall is a wonder that you get pretty early on. As you can see, I'm researching it, I'm building it already. And what it does is it means that on this continent, on this landmass, my cultural area, barbarians can't come within that. Any barbarian troop, doesn't matter, it won't be able to get into here on this continent, which is amazingly powerful. And so good, in fact, that I usually restart the game if I don't pick up the Great Wall, if somebody gets it before me. So, okay, now I am going to go for the marble, I think. Just need to build a quarry on that to pick that up. I'm kind of assuming with this playthrough that people have a reasonable understanding of what the Civilization games. It's an empire building game as you go through history. Building wonders of the world, researching technologies, dealing with diplomacy with rival civilizations, etc. And I'll kind of just explain what I'm doing as I go through it. Just because I think that makes it actually, hopefully, interesting rather than just watching somebody clicking.
Farmers, pray that your summers be wet and your winters clear.
Thank you very much. Agriculture. So, probably the wheel. Yeah, pretty basic technology we should probably have. So, Mansa Musa. Offer my hand to you in friendship. Well, there'll be peace in our time. Spiritual and financial, they're quite good traits. Excellent. Okay. We can't build any roads quite yet, so I'm going to chop this forest down, I think. I'm not going to bother building a farm on it just yet, because I'm really focused on getting the Great Wall. So I'm chopping down the forests that are closest to the city, because that actually gives you more resources than the ones that are further away. I'm pretty close. Qin Shi Huang. Greetings, Honourable John. Let us hope that there will always be peace and friendship between the Chinese Empire and India, for that is all that stands between you and immediate annihilation. Blimey. Steady on, old chap. There will be peace in our time. Okay, peace with honour. Got you.
Put your shoulder to the wheel.
Okay then, we've got the wheel. That's brilliant. So I'm going to go for animal husbandry now, because it actually reveals the horse resource. Lets you know where you can find horses, so that will be a good start, just to see if we can go for horse archers early on as a kind of next level troop. We do have... Let's build a mine here, actually. Let's stay focused. And that should get us the Great Wall and significant progress towards Stonehenge as well, I would have thought. So let's see. That's one. Here is the Great Wall. I've turned the music off the entire game, actually, just to minimise the risk of any sort of copyright strike, so apologies for that. The Great Wall, it's the best wonder in the game in my opinion, and it's got a really good movie as well there, with some nice music when you actually have it there. So yeah, prevents barbarians from entering your borders on this continent, and also plus 100% great general emergence inside cultural borders. So it's absolutely fantastic. If you get involved in an early war, you will get loads of great generals if you're playing, if you're the defensive party, which is usually the case. And only 8 turns to Stonehenge, and then we can start spamming units like scouts and settlers. That has conveniently put us at the top of the score pile there, which is really good. Okay. So let's actually go and fetch this corn now. I think we're hopefully pretty confident of getting Stonehenge.
Blessed shall be the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep.
So now we can see horses no matter where they are on the, well, not no matter where they are, we can see horses on the revealed areas of the map. I am going to go for ironworking for the simple reason that I can't actually see yet whether there's horses, so I just need to zoom out a little bit and stick it on the resources there, and we can't see any horse, so that's good that I'm actually researching ironworking, because hopefully there's some iron and we can go the route of swordsmen. And there's Stonehenge. So we're not terribly advanced, we're not in the top 8. But we do have 2 wonders. Free monument in every city. So a monument is a very simple culture building which gives you 1 culture per turn. Stonehenge obviously gives you a free monument in every city, which is really good for spreading culture. So first of all, let's get a settler. We need to actually start building some more cities. Okay, we've got the corn there, so let's get the corn here as well. And then we can mine some of this gold over here and start getting more income. You can see our culture has spread already significantly. This city is getting 13 culture per turn, which is quite nice. It's marvellous to meet, excellent to meet you, John. Would you care to surrender to mighty Rome now, or would you prefer to put off the inevitable for a while? There'll be peace in our time. Thank you. Go away. I'm not discussing, let's discuss something else with them at all, because you need certain text in order to be able to do anything that's useful. Like you need writing, I think it is, before you can exchange maps, etc. So there's not really much that we can do at the moment. Not even like open borders, I don't think. You need writing for that, I think, as well. So can we build a strategic road? I think if I build a road like that, it will link up the marble, the gold, and the corn to Delhi. So let's do that. And we have our first settler. I'm going to spam a few settlers because I just want to get some cities down. And I am actually going to put a city where they suggest, I think. Astonishingly. Yeah, let's do that. Now, because I've got Stonehenge, I don't have to play quite as defensively. I can put off a little while getting military units together, but it'd be useful if my opponents don't know that I've got limited units quite yet. A forest fire has raged across the land. 10 gold. Yeah, go on, because we might want to use that later on to actually chop rush a few wonders or buildings. Just going to move forward 1 square first of all, because I want to have a square left to retreat if I need to. So I'm hoping we don't find barbarians with this move. Ah! Okay, well, it's my own fault. It's my own fault. Don't have to play as defensive as usual, eh, John? This is going to involve some sneaking, I think, and potentially, let's just get a warrior, shall we? It's only 2 turns. The classical era. Okay, do we have
hammer
iron?
your iron when it is glowing hot.
Doesn't look like we have iron. That's not good. Well, let's at least get archery so that we can get some archers. And you know what? Let's have another warrior, actually. You can just wait. Now they're building cities. Look at this. Look at this. Means I'm going to have to kill that now. And it's suggesting a different spot to build my city. I don't think so. I don't think that barbarian city is going to be around long enough to cause us major problems. Go for another settler. Or a settler. Okay, so it's still a viable spot, so we're going to go there and we're going to just build as if that city hasn't just appeared there. Bad luck, warriors. That's another great thing about the Great Wall. You can actually push barbarians out of your territory if you build a city next to them. And we're not going to even bother with the pyramids because we won't get them, I don't think. However, a barracks would be good, just so that we can get some experienced troops out. And let's fortify him there. So we've got our first great spy, John Barlow. Numerous options with great spies in Civ 4. You can start a golden age, which is generally nice. If you can see other people's cities, you can actually go there and use the great spy. It will use them up, but it will actually provide a bunch of espionage information about that particular Civ. You can create Scotland Yard, which gives 100% espionage in this city, or you can get them to join the city, which gives 12 espionage and 3 science per turn. And I'm going to do that just because Delhi at the moment only has 4 espionage. So doubling that to 8, I'm going to add 12 to it first, and then the next great spy, should I get one, is going to build Scotland Yard. So straight away, look, our espionage has gone up to 16 per turn, which is great.
If you chase 2 rabbits, you will lose them both.
Okay. So, let's go for archery now as well. And then let's link up this city to this city. And move this chap down. And then into the forest. And there's horses. Okay. I'm just counting squares because I use a spacing system whereby I go adjacent and then 3 diagonal. Which means that this city wouldn't be interfering with any of the squares that a city put here would use. And it looks to me like that's going to be pretty perfect. Let's just stay in the cover of the forest. Well, hello there, Catherine. It's a pleasure to meet you too. I'm always looking for closer relations with other leaders, if you get my drift. Okay. Not really, Catherine, but there'll be peace. Sing Kumbaya, no.
Do not throw the arrow which will return against you.
Wise words. So now that we know we've got horses, or we're confident we can get them, I'm actually going to invest in researching horseback riding. And yes, it looks like that barbarian city's lifespan could be even more limited than we thought. Let's have a scout, actually. That looks pretty perfect to me. And you can fortify. We have this worker. I want to get those horses back, obviously, so a road like that would seem to be a good idea. Welcome, John. May your empire flourish and grow for as long as it remains useful to us. I mean that sincerely. Thank you, Tokugawa. There shall be peace in our time. May the peace be eternal, indeed. Okay, so we've got our scout. It's probably worth just getting one more, actually. And then we can start on the settlers again. I just want to kind of have a look what's up here. And I do definitely want to build a city here. Vijayanagar, yeah. What do we want to build? I think probably an archer, yes. What I'm looking out for when I just hover over these military units, this warrior of Augustus Caesar's, as you can see at the bottom left, I'm just looking to see if there's a settler underneath them, because that's what you've got to be careful of. Trying to find some land and you're just staking it out, and then one of these bastards puts a city down and you're left kind of spitting feathers. It's incredibly annoying. So it just gives me an idea of how much I need to rush to get there first. And I haven't seen any settlers so far, so I'm quite pleased about that. So here's our worker, and straight away if you want to go to the horse, please, sir. Greetings, I'm Napoleon, Emperor, Marshal, and first citizen of France. You can call me Little Corporal, but then I'll have to kill you. Oh. Okay. Peace. May the peace last until there's no one else to conquer. Ah, that's interesting. So, Augustus Caesar has horse. That's worth bearing in mind. Although, to be fair, I'd be more worried if he had iron, because the Praetorian special unit can be very nasty. It's got 2 more